Nice to see you guys.
I don't think he wants to go. I am, yeah, but he's not. He's from here.
I mean, if you're in a good school, it'll be fine.
Be careful of the cord.
I mean, they don't really care. They just want you to keep them alive.
Hi. Not anymore. But are you going to come? You're going to say a few words first? Okay. And I've got Rosemary on Zoom right now. And I told, and do you want her to speak before you or after you? Okay. What's that? Who did? Why? Yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So will you tell Rosemary that she, when you're ready for her to speak, you can tell her that she can turn on her camera and she can turn on her microphone?
You don't want her to just have her camera on?
No, because then we're just going to be staring at her for the entire service.
Yeah, that would be, Is that your way or
No, it's fine.
fine here?
Sure. What's that? Yep. All right. Welcome, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Happy that you are here. And we are so happy to have Nashira once again in our presence. They always make our service so special and so meaningful. And so we begin with what's referred to as a nigun, which is a wordless melody, but it's a lot of yumming and humming. And oftentimes we might just hear this melody kind of come back at some point a little bit later in the service. So we begin with the nigun.
La
Beautiful. So, like I said, we're so happy that you're here. And we're so happy Nashira is here, and also particularly happy because it is on this Shabbat that we make a presentation. We have a special award presentation here called the Miriam Luby Wolf Scholarship Award, and this evening we'll be presenting that to two young, still two young people. One exceedingly young person, and then another one who is also quite young. It'll be the second time. This will be the only time in our history that someone has come up to take this award 2 times. I'll explain that to you maybe a little bit later. In the meantime, we're just so grateful that you're here with us, and we begin our service, of course, with the blessing for kindling the Shabbat candles. You can find this on page 120 in your Siddur, in your prayer book, 120. And we continue now with the Kiddush, which is on page 123. There we go. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila mikra'e kodesh, zecher letzihiyat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. All right, so we are continuing with a couple of elements of Kabbalat Shabbat. That is the element of our Shabbat service which leads into the service. We begin with Zamru. Zamru Ladonai, page 134. These songs of Kabbalat Shabbat are so meditative and sweet and lovely, and we continue on page 138 now with Lecha Dodi, which is, as Cantor Snyder likes to refer to it, the anchor of Kabbalat Shabbat. So Lecha Dodi 138. Would you please rise and face the entrance to greet the Sabbath bride? Please remain standing. We are now on page 146 as we continue with our call to worship, which is the Baruch Hu. We're on page 149. Please join with me. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim. We're on 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. On the next page, 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים על אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. 157. Ever since October 7th of 2023, this has been truly the reading that speaks to me the most of our whole liturgy. 157. Join me, if you wish, standing on the parted shores of history. We still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha 158. oftentimes say this at some point during the service when Nashira is singing, and I waited a little too long, but never too late. Please know that as beautiful as Nashira sounds, and by the way, they do sound gorgeous, and you should know that, and I'm not going to tell you where or who or what, but I will say that my wife was at another synagogue somewhat recently, and their choir was singing. And she said that it was very hard to listen, especially after listening to how beautiful Nashira sounds, and it's true. And for those of you who have been coming here for a long time, you know just how far Nashira's come. They're extraordinary and beautiful, but despite the fact that they are beautiful, and both their voices and their physical appearance, despite the fact that they're beautiful, please know that nothing that they sing is meant to be done as a solo performance act. It is truly meant to invite you and inspire you to sing along. That is its purpose. If they are simply a performance, then we really have missed the mark in what our goal was. So please, please, please sing along. And here's a good one, Vishamru, page 162. Our service continues with the Tefillah, which begins on 164 with the singing of Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, and then 166, 168, and 170 with the remainder of the beginning part of the Tefillah. Please rise.
Adonai
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei HaKol V'zocher Chasdei Ahavot V'imahot U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh Kol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv Haruach U'Morid Agah Hashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Sohomech Noflim V'Rofeh Oholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Givurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzliach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kdoshim b'chol yom yalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. We are on page 173. Please join me if you wish. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. We are on page 178. This is our evening prayer for peace. We have so many prayers for peace, but this one, the evening prayer, page 178, Shalom Rav. Israel tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Israel tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon Shalom Rav Israel tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Israel tasim leolam. Tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים Adonai hamivarech amo Yisrael b'shalom. All right, so feel free to put your prayer books away for a short while because we are about to do one of my favorite parts of the service. In fact, not one of, probably my favorite part of the service because, get to connect a little bit better this way, where we share some of the joys and some of the struggles that we're going through. We always start with joy. We always start with that which brings us, which has lifted us up. And then we follow it up with some of the things which have kind of taken us down a little bit. But we start with joy. And so if you've experienced joy somewhat recently and you would like to tell me about that, we would love to hear about it. And then from time to time, we'll just do a little, can you hear, can you hear, can you hear, can you hear? Okay, so, but let's start with joy. Anybody, just raise your hand if you got some joy. I'll have to turn back. I'll give you a chance to, because I know they got joy. I don't even have to look back there. I know. So watch this. Ready? Lori. No? All right, ready? Laura. No. Okay, no joy back there. Unbelievable. Normally you guys have joy. No joy from you guys. What? So why didn't you, when I thought I had it, that was like, my plan was correct, and yet she said no, and now she does, and then it ruined it. Lori, how could you do that to me? The choreography was like perfect. All right, Lori, what's your joy?
My joy is that I'm teaching Mahjong, Laura and I, Mahjong students. And these are not only good students, they have become enthusiastic Mahjong players. It is so exciting. Gives my heart so much joy to be with them on Wednesday and have a wonderful time.
Wow.
We've gone from having maybe one table to having 3 with waiting room now.
Wow. How does it work, like if you have anything other than a multiple of 4? What do you do?
Well, you can play with either three.
I see. So you can play with 3 or 4. Gotcha. That's how you pull it off. All right. Well, Mazel Tov. I'm glad, the Mahjong crowd is starting to emerge, For a moment there, we thought that the Jewish, older was, we weren't aging correctly. Then it turns out that no, they like Mahjong and the world order is back again. Other joy from back.
I have a very unusual one, so might I just
Right.
skip the surface. So I ran into a childhood mentor that we have not seen each other for 47 years, and it was like a reconnection, all of the above.
Okay, so the one piece that she's leaving out of this, or the 2 pieces, actually 2 pieces, it's 1A and 1B. So the person that she reconnected with was who?
Okay, my childhood, teenagerhood pastor.
Her pastor.
Of religion.
Okay.
Seventh-day Adventist minister.
And take a guess as to, is her teenage childhood pastor or her current rabbi, who's taller? Her teenage pastor is taller, turns out. So, at first, when she told me about it, I was like, oh, how sweet, it's so great. And then when she said that he was taller than me, I got competitive. I was like, wait a minute. How dare you meet up with this person? Only when she said he was taller. At first, I was like, how lovely. We're happy for you. So for the joy of some emerging Mahjong stars and being able to reconnect with people who you care about after a long time, join me. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Tell me more joy, back there or in front here? Yes. Okay. When you see what's hilarious about that is that when you're like, I got to do the whole Bubby thing, and you're like, I went to Miami, right? And it's like, that's where this whole sentence could have ended right there. But then you decided to go on with actually being a Bubby, right? But really, you had us at, I went to Miami, and had stone crabs at 4 p.m., and then that was a Bubby thing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you got to see them. Any more joy? Yeah, Jerry. Ooh. Ooh. Except pay for it. Okay, fine. She planned everything. You just got the joy of paying for it. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. 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 That's beautiful. I take back that first part about you did everything, like she deserves it. You just keep, I'm really proud of her. That's right. So happy for her. So happy for her. Lean, did you have something to say?
I'm hoping you can say we went to see our grandchildren in Pittsburgh for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's nice. Really nice. What's that?
9 of the 10.
9 of the 10. That's right. Andrew.
So, although I didn't get to go with Jerry Lee to the UK, Maddie came home and spent some quality time at home, and we got to hang out with the rest of the family, have a big Thanksgiving, including family from Spain, so it was a really good time.
Awesome. So the joy of having connections with your kids, either abroad or here, the joy, and kids and grandkids, and seeing the whole lot of them. Let's join again together with some Can You He? 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 Please, more joy.
We had no turkey for Thanksgiving, but we were together with the entire family swimming with dolphins.
Oh, you ate dolphin instead. Smart. Okay. Where were you guys?
We were south of Cancun, like 40 minutes, whatever that
Down there. We got it.
is. And I don't know what I expected, but it was better than that. It was really quite cheap.
Much better than turkey, isn't it?
Way better.
Way better than a turkey sandwich, that's for sure. I'm so happy. More joy. I saw a hand. Yes.
So my sister is here tonight to hear me sing. We went down to Florida to visit, I call them our elders, our stepmother who's 85,
Right.
and our aunt who's 93, who just had lost her husband a few months ago. We've been together, it would be 75 years.
Wow.
And it's amazing. I mean, I never thought that, she'd be doing as well as she is.
Yeah, neither would I.
And, so it was good. Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys did. I'm so glad
My
because,
sister and I did not kill each other traveling together.
right? And you went to Florida again, which is, you simply did what that was it. And say no more. Who you're visiting means nothing. Went to Florida. I'm so glad. And I'm so glad to hear that she's doing well because after 93, 83, after 75 years of marriage, like, that's all you know is the person you're with. And you know nothing else other than how to function with that person. And so I can only imagine how hard it is. And I'm so glad she's doing well. More joy? Yes. Anna. Wow. That's right. Lena. Really? Oh, really? First of all, that's not a shock. Where'd you get into? Okay. Wow. See, now, Loyola of Chicago and Temple. I mean, the Temple one sounds a lot more Jewish than the Loyola does, right? I know, but remember, Temple, if it was only called synagogue, it would be even better. And Pitt, I went to Pitt. It was not nearly as good then as it is now. Something tells me though, Lena, that you got a few more acceptances coming your way. So I'm so glad but it's a good start for you. So college acceptances and brothers being able to be in countries that they want to be in it for an extended period of time, and being back with your with the generation one step ahead in the land of our ancestors, which is Florida. For all that, join me again. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Any other one? Joy? Yeah, Jonathan.
I'm proud of the same thing that Lena just said.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm also proud that she's
Yeah, me too. Me too. You know, tell you something interesting about this. That Lena's going to accept the award for herself, which is the way we like it. We have one who's going to accept the award for her daughter, but the only reason why this is perfectly acceptable is because Hannah, I think, was the first person to win the Miriam Luby Wolf Scholarship at Temple Beth Shalom. The first. And at least as of right now, her daughter is the last. Now, I hope that it's not forever the last, but I don't think it's going to be. But at least for a year, that you get to have first and last in your family, which is kind of cute. But nonetheless, we're proud of both of you, for sure. For sure. Anybody else want to share joy before we conclude? All right, Baruch. Oh, yeah. Yes, Courtney. Yes, it's already joy. We don't judge. How many seconds did it land on the floor? 3 or less, or fewer? Oh, yeah, yeah. Good. Totally agree with this strategy, by the way. That thing could have sat there on the ground for about 45 minutes with the Rottweiler walking on it and eating from it. As long as your stepmother didn't see it, that thing goes right back on the table and you're good. That's a fun story. Thanks for sharing that. All right, ready? Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us on the various different elements of joy that are in our lives. Amen. So with that joy, of course, comes a measure of sadness and struggle, because our loved ones, not everyone is just in a place of joy. We try our best to blend the joy and the struggle together so we don't live lives that are purely one or the other, but sometimes it's hard, especially when we're going through a dark period. And so we have a blessing that we say called Misha Berach. And it's a hope that God will be with us and bless our loved ones and ourselves with healing and with health. And whether or not these words will actually bring on healing, I'm not sure, but what I can say with certainty is that being a part of these words in a community makes a difference. And so let me start the blessing, and then I will look around the room and give you a chance to say a name of someone in need of healing. You can say a name in Hebrew or English. A person's healing for sure does not need to be just physical. And then we'll close the blessing out. So it starts, Mishaberach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, V'Yaakov, V'imotenu, Sarah Rivka Leah Rachel, which means may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, who Yivarech V'Yirapet Kol HaCholim Shalana, may God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. And so if you'd like to share a name, we'll kind of move our way across, and if you'd like, feel free to do so. Thank you.
Alexander Short. Brenda Poe. Steve Schnell. Reese James.
Rita Kelly.
Claudette Anderson.
Stephen Lycan.
Allison Eleanor for Marion Drive.
Thank you. Allow me to add Allison Herman, Shlomo David ben Nechama, Yirmiyahu Peretz ben Shoshana, Shoshana Rivka bat Sipura, Zachary Meyer, and Ronnie Meyer. Vishlach lehem bimheira refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuat hanefesh v'refuat haguf. A healing of body and a healing of spirit. B'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar amen. And let us say amen. So we're on page 300. Actually, it's not in the book. No, I think I put it in the booklet on the bottom left hand, on the inside right hand page is the words to Mishaberach. We pause now for a moment of silence. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael. Beautiful, thank you. In just a moment, we are going to continue with the presentation of the Miriam Luby Wolf Scholarship. And Rosemary, if you can hear me, now is a good time for you to turn your screen back on, your camera back on. She can hear me. All right. And make sure to turn your microphone on too. Oh, good, you're on. Just wanted to make sure you're set. You're ready to go. So every year, the Temple Beth Shalom is honored to make a presentation of this scholarship, and this is no different. And like I mentioned to you before, this one is uniquely special because we've never really had a Lador Vador, a generation to generation. What is it when you get into college because your parents got into it? It's your legacy. Right, that's what happened here. It was a legacy. I don't think so. That's not how it works. Look, I don't mean to start this off in a sad way, but I can't deny the fact that this is the first year that we are presenting this award without Glenn here to do so. And it's a huge loss. It's a huge loss, and I'm so grateful that Sandy is here to do this in his place, and yet at the same time, I'm just aware that this is just one of the many moments in our synagogue's life in which we are aware that he's not with us, and we think about him, and it just makes this moment bittersweet. Sweet for sure because of what we're doing here, and bitter because we know of the sadness. And hopefully this will become what we recognize as how it is, and we'll just look back lovingly on how Glenn shepherded this scholarship for so many years. And but for now, we suffer a little bit. But this is Sandy Kemick, who will be making an initial, saying a few words initially before we let Rosemary say a few words as well.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and aloha to
Shaloha.
Is it Shaloha? Yeah. Rosemary will tell us what's the right thing to do. As the rabbis just said, this is a tradition here at Temple Beth Shalom. Glenn didn't start it. I think Heidi Handelsman may have been the original chair of the committee. This is an amazing committee. Not that our other committees are not equally wonderful, but this committee it's become a tradition, just like lighting these Shabbat candles. It brings warmth and light to us. Those of us on the committee get to meet these amazing young people. And every year we're astounded by how much they do, how much they've accomplished, and how much they're committed to the community, to their Jewish tradition, to learning about Judaism and being involved here in Temple or in other locations. And we're honored to be part of that committee. And we're especially honored because we remember Miriam every time we do this. And Miriam was an amazing young woman who brought light and charm and joy to this congregation. So especially thankful to Rosemary and Larry that continue this and continue to be here and be part of this. So this year, like every year, we're so impressed by the young people that we meet. But let me just tell you about the two that stood out this year. Lena Biran is a senior at Severna Park High. She's been an active member at TBS. She was a madrija. She was a member of Makela. And on the Beatty board, she's been confirmed here. Through all that, she also managed to get straight A's through high school and somehow taking 11 AP classes and 14 honors classes. As if that's not enough, she's in the color guard with her school band and plays the cello well enough to be part of the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra, where she enjoys learning the most challenging music. She also played cello with her marching band. She explained that to me, so you can talk to her about that. She's a student ambassador, and she's on the Student Equity Advisory Team for the county school system. She's connected to and proud of her place in Reform Judaism and the support that she's found here with us at Temple Beth Shalom. She hopes to major in urban studies or environmental studies in college next year, and as of now, we know she's going. Not that we're at all surprised. And like the rabbi said, I bet there's going to be some more offers in the mail. Irene Goldstein, who unfortunately could not be here tonight, but her mom is here. And as you've already heard from the rabbi, her mom was a recipient of this award also. Believe me, it is not a legacy award. Irene got it on her own. She's a senior at Indian Creek. She's worked hard to excel at school, especially in her extracurricular activities. She likes to take on leadership roles. She's a vice president of student life at her Student Government Association, and she's on the Teachers Hiring Committee. Like Miriam, Irene enjoys the performing arts, theater, and dance. She's the secretary of her school's Honor Society and the Music Honor Society, and the president of her school's International Student Union. She strives to foster inclusivity, including particularly as it relates to her Jewish identity. She has a strong connection to TBS. She's been here from pre-K through 10th grade. She cherished her time as a madrija. She really enjoyed learning how to teach the children and enjoyed teaching the children all about their Judaism and to speak Hebrew. She has shared her knowledge of Judaism at her high school, where she's one of the few Jewish students. She helped to create a Jewish student union there, and she even brought in a Holocaust survivor to speak to the other students. Irene has explored her family's Jewish roots and the Holocaust and its ties to Austria, where she hopes to visit and learn more. She hopes to study abroad in the United Kingdom next year. So now I think would be a good time to have Rosemary speak if she can. Yes.
We can hear you. I'm just going to make it a little louder. But you're good. You just keep talking. You can continue.
Shalom. Here at Temple Emmanuel, we combine aloha and shalom. So again, shalom, dear friend. First, my grateful thanks to you, Sandy, and your team. You're doing a great job administering the Miriam Wolf Award. And I deeply appreciate your following our dear Glenn's tradition of sending me the essays. Irene, I am talkative. Irene is right here. And Lena, Larry and I send you our most joyful congratulations. In Irene's essay, I loved learning that her mother and uncle were the first and 8th recipients of this award. As the rabbi already said, what a beautiful example of Lador Vador from generation to generation. And we were amazed to learn about your family's miraculous Austrian history and your reconnecting. Lena, your essay is so impressive, all those AP and honors classes and your achievements in music, from From marching band to the BSYO, you're playing Firebird Suite on La Mer. I also love your commitment to Judaism, Temple Beth Shalom, and your local Jewish community. In 2013, 11 years ago, we moved from Severna Park to Honolulu to be with our family here. Still, even 5,500 miles away, it gives me great strength to know that Miriam's values and ideals are being carried on by these remarkable students. And I know you are receiving autographed copies of my memoir, Miriam's World and Mine. On behalf of all of Miriam's family and friends, I wish Irene and Lena the very best of luck and my blessings for their education, their careers, and all their endeavors in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. Yes, Lena, would you like to come up? Here is your book from Rosemary and your award. If you want to.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'd like to take this time to thank a few people. Miriam's mother, Ms. Mild, Miriam's family, and Temple Beth Shalom as a whole for ensuring that Miriam's memory lives on through this award. I'm truly honored to help continue Miriam's legacy of achievement and commitment to her community. I would also like to thank my parents for supporting me in my Jewish education and for encouraging me to apply for the scholarship. I'm very grateful for this award and the doors it opens for me. I plan to put the scholarship towards my higher education at a four-year university next year, and it is fulfilling to know that my dedication to my education is made possible by the spirit of Miriam. Once again, thank you to Miriam's family and Temple Beth Shalom for supporting Jewish youth with this exceptional opportunity, and Shabbat Shalom.
And on behalf of Irene, we have the first recipient of this award, Hannah Goldstein. This is for Irene, when you see her.
Yes, thank you. Before I read what Irene sent me to read, I just wanted to say hello and convey that every time I come to TBS, and every time I've brought my children, they do the same with me, we stop at the memorial wall where my family has quite a few plaques for various family members. And we always pause and say the names and put stones up on the various family. But we don't just do family. We also do Miriam. So every time I come, I make sure that there is a stone, or I add a second stone, on Miriam's plaque. And I've taught my kids who she is, because her memory doesn't die. And I encourage others to carry that on and talk about her with the people in your lives. So these are not my reading glasses. That's not going to help. So Irene sent me this to read. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm sorry I could not be here tonight. I'm at the Student Diversity Leadership Conference in Denver right now. Thank you for allowing me to accept this prestigious award. It's an honor to carry on Miriam's legacy. In Judaism, when someone passes, we say, may their memory be a blessing, and that is the case for Miriam. As we remember her, she continues to inspire new generations to embrace their Judaism and be positive leaders in the world. At the Denver conference, and for those who don't know Irene, she's adopted from Ethiopia, so the conference that she's at is for students of color. At the Denver conference, I chose my affinity group to be Jewish diversity. And being in a room full of Jews of various races, I am buoyed and inspired. We played an updated version of Jewish geography, finding connections we didn't know we had by comparing our Instagram friends. It was really fun seeing all the common friends we have from Jewish camps and youth group events, as well as general life. We shared inspirational notes with each other, and I received some wise words. People are always going to hate you. Your people will always be there for you. Once again, I'm reminded that being a Jew comes with a broad and instant community, even in unlikely places, and that it's important that we hold each other up. As I told the committee, I plan to use the award to learn more about my family's history and heritage. Recently, my family and I reclaimed Austrian citizenship, an important reminder of my grandmother's parents, who faced persecution during the Nazi regime. My great-grandparents lived in Vienna, where my great-great-grandfather was a rabbi of 2 congregations, and my great-grandmother studied with Anna Freud. During Kristallnacht, my great-grandfather was taken to Dachau, where he was kept for a couple months, until my great-great-grandmother was able to secure his release and their visas to leave by meeting in person with Goebbels. She didn't just meet with him, she also lectured him on the hypocrisy of the Nazi policies at the time. They fled to Shanghai, where she worked as a nurse until they immigrated to Baltimore. This is especially impactful for me because the great-grandmother that escaped is my namesake. This connection to my heritage has fueled my desire to explore my roots further. I'm eager to travel to Austria to learn more about my family's history and the cultural landscape that shaped their lives. By understanding their experiences, I hope to gain insights that will enrich my own Jewish identity. I will use the award to make this travel possible. To visit Austria, where I plan to stop at historical sites, engage with local Jewish communities, and trace my family's lineage. Upon returning, I'm committed to sharing my experiences with the TBS community. To Miriam's parents and step-parents and the rest of the panel, I'm honored that you saw a glimmer of Miriam in me, and I cannot wait to share my Austrian Jewish findings at TBS when I get back.
Two extraordinary expressions, truly extraordinary expressions. I personally, I've been here long enough to say that I have literally, I can't say that I've known either Irene or Lena their entire lives, but I can say I've known them for most of their lives. And I have watched both of them grow into extraordinary adults, not just young adults, mature, thoughtful, extraordinary. And the committee could not have picked 2 more worthy people for this award. And I am so proud of you, Lena and Irene, because I know you, and I know what you're made of, what they're made of. And I know that they are what they communicated to the committee and is something that is entirely true and entirely central to who they are. And I'm just proud of them. And I'm proud of the temple because we picked some good ones. And there is a tradition or an expression in our tradition from the Talmud in which these 2 rabbis are discussing this verse having to do with peace and peace of children, and what it's about is not really the important part. But it's this one expression which is used about it, which is memorable and thoughtful and worthy for this very day. And that is, they say, and you'll have to indulge me for 1/2 second as I explain to you that it's a word play, it's a rabbinic word play, a pun that's happening, in which the word in the verse from Isaiah says, children, all of your children will know peace. And it's banav, ben or banav. And they say, and this one rabbi, Hanina, says, don't read banav, rather read bonav. Bonav means builders. And what they were saying, what Hanina was trying to say was, your children ultimately are your builders. And when I think about Lena specifically, and Irene as well, I think not just of children of our community, and they have been, they've grown up here. But more than that, I think about how they are truly people who will be building up the Jewish community and the Jewish world. Maybe not here, hope so, but I'm not, assuming that at all, but somewhere. And the Jewish people will be better as a result of having adults like Lena and like Irene. And so, Mazel Tov to you both. I'm really proud of you and really happy for you. So, our service continues on page 586. 586 is Aleinu. And when you get there, I'd like to invite you to please rise. 586. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. So a tradition of ours, which we just started a few weeks ago, but which we continue with now, and we will try to continue with for at least a while to see how it goes, is that embracing the Jewish tradition of recognizing when someone is mourning. And in doing so, also embracing them, at least with an air hug, so to speak. And so in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you names of people from our congregation who have passed away. I'll begin by sharing 3 names of loved ones who have passed away quite recently, in the last 30 days, the period of Shloshim. And then I will go on to mention loved ones whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat. When I mention your loved one's name, if you wish, please feel free to stand up. And we can see you and show you that we care. And afterwards, after finishing the names, I will then invite anyone else who wishes to rise. If it's your tradition to rise, you can do so out of connection with those who are standing, or because perhaps you wish to say Kaddish for someone who does not have someone to say Kaddish for them. And then we'll recite the prayer. And so first, let me share with you these names of people who have passed away recently. And again, if you wish, when you hear the name of your loved one and you wish to rise, you are welcome to. Frida Brown Kasten, the grandmother of Liza Solinsky. Arnold Frank Weinberg, father of Greg Weinberg. Marguerite Cook, stepmother of Karen Cook. Now, also, we remember these loved ones whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat. David Cohen, Linda Sue Levin, Alan Piperberg, Sophia Piperberg, Francis Schwartz, Edward Stern, Sheldon Aaron Elenoff, Irving Kahn, Salman Weitzman, Rena Barsh Rudolph, Allison Saltz, Rabbi Herbert Tarr, Martin Sass, Michael Shore, Anita Gladstone, Portugal, Marcia Rosenbaum, Jack Sandler, and Gisela Boots Levinson. For those of you who wish to rise in support or because it is your tradition, please feel free to do so, page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye dechal beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya, yibarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'halal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. And let us say amen. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, so our service is almost over, and I have so many people that I want to thank. First and foremost, Nashira, under the leadership of Jonathan Baran and Tom Wieder's accompaniment on the guitar is so extraordinary. We're so appreciative of you. You guys sound amazing. Amazing. Mazel tov to our scholarship winners, Irene, who is away, Lena, who is here. Mazel tov to you, rather. Thank you to June Cohen and Shelley Polero for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat this evening. That will be out in the lobby in just a few minutes. Thank you to Colleen Sandler and Jerry Falk for serving as ushers this evening. And maybe Jody also? Can't tell. Sitting back there, so maybe. Thank you so much for serving as ushers. All right, a handful of announcements, really quickly. This weekend, Sunday and actually Monday too, is the Sisterhood Hanukkah Bazaar. And it's going to be a great one. Already, I mean, it's tremendous things to be purchased at the Hanukkah Bazaar. So Sunday morning, 9 to 1, and Monday morning, 9 to 11. Additionally, you actually heard it a few times in Irene's words and in Hannah's words as well, but Hannah will be talking about the process for reclaiming European citizenship lost to Nazi persecution on Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Temple Library. And more information, obviously, you can find in your weekly email about that, but we're very much looking forward to that. My tech study class on Monday mornings meets on Monday morning at 9:30, no experience necessary. My SAGES class meets on Tuesday evenings, no experience necessary. And both, by the way, are on Zoom too, if you'd rather just participate from the comfort of your own living room. Next Friday, December 13th, is family service and Tat Shabbat and a dinner, which is followed by the Shabbat and family service with second and third grade participating in Makela. It should be a lot of fun. Winter Relief picks up again at the end of this month from the 23rd of December. We need volunteers very much. please take a look at your weekly email for information about that. I think I've said plenty. So we're going to conclude with Motzi, and then Shir Hamalot, which will be our closing or our final song. So join me for Motzi. Oh, it's a very Malin Chala. I can tell by looking at it. So this is a good one. This is a good one. I mean, it literally looks like a work of art. I don't even want to break into it, but it wouldn't be a challah if you didn't break into it. So join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shir Hamalot, page 635. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Thank you also to Rosemary and Larry Mild on our screen. Thank you for being here, and join us for the Oneg Shabbat in the lobby. Shalom.